I'm gonna show you the best budget smartphones you can get at every price range. No matter your budget, I will help you find the best pick for your needs. Let's go. First, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the under $100 range. Samsung Galaxy A03s. This is Samsung's super basic rock bottom priced phone, often found for way less than its $160 retail price. Sometimes even around $50 with prepaid carriers. What really surprised me is the battery life. I easily got almost 2 days out of it on a single charge, which is fantastic for such a cheap phone. The big 6.5-inch screen is decent enough for indoor use, although I found it a bit hard to see in direct sunlight. Honestly though, using it day to day felt really sluggish. It often took a noticeable second or two just to bring up the keyboard or switch apps, making it the slowest phone I've used recently. The cameras are there, a triple setup on the back, but the photo quality is pretty basic and definitely a weak point. I'd say this is really only for someone who needs the absolute basics. Calls, texts, maybe light browsing, and values battery life over everything else. Or perhaps want the cheap backup phone. If you care about speed, camera quality, or need 5G, you should definitely look elsewhere. Samsung Galaxy A06. This is one of Samsung's more recent budget entries, packing a large 6.7-inch display and an updated design that looks pretty decent for the price. Holding it, it felt surprisingly light despite its size, and the battery life is solid, easily lasting me over a day. Plus it supports 25-watt fast charging, which is great to see at this level. The main 50-megapixel camera can take some okay pictures in good light, which is a plus. However, my biggest issue was the screen. While big, I noticed quite a bit of ghosting and smearing when scrolling, which made the experience feel laggy. Performance-wise, it handles basic tasks like calls and web browsing fine, but it definitely felt slow overall, especially compared to slightly pricier options. I think this phone works if you prioritize a big screen, really good battery life with fast charging, and want that Samsung look on a budget. Provided you aren't too bothered by the screen's sluggishness. But if you need a smooth responsive feel or do much multitasking, I'd probably steer you towards other options. Next, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the $100 to $150 range. Motorola Moto G 5G. This phone is one I'd consider if I absolutely needed 5G connectivity without breaking the bank, especially since you can find the 2023 model for under $150. It feels pretty nice for a budget phone, sometimes even coming with a vegan leather back, which is a step up from slippery plastic. I appreciate that it keeps the headphone jack and has a slot for a micro SD card to expand the storage. The battery life is solid, easily lasting a day or more, and the screen has a smooth 120Hz refresh rate, which is rare at this price. However, performance can feel slow if you're multitasking or playing demanding games, and the screen isn't the brightest or most colorful. If you just need a phone for basics like texting, browsing, and music, and maybe want 5G and NFC for payments, it's a decent pick, but power users or those wanting long software support should look elsewhere. Samsung Galaxy A05. This phone is Samsung's super basic entry, often costing less than $100 or $120, making it incredibly affordable. What I like most is the huge 6.7-inch screen, great for watching videos even if it's not the sharpest. The battery life is fantastic. That 5000 mAh battery just goes on forever because the processor isn't too demanding. Samsung also promises several years of software updates, which is awesome for a phone this cheap. Performance is fine for everyday stuff like social media and browsing, but don't expect to play heavy games smoothly. The biggest downsides for me are the lack of a fingerprint sensor, you only get face unlock or a pin, and no NFC for tap to pay. If you want a big screen, amazing battery life, and long software support from a known brand for the absolute minimum cash, this is worth a look. But skip it if you need features like a fingerprint reader or smooth gaming. Next, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the $150 to $200 range. Motorola Moto G84. This phone really caught my eye, especially that vibrant Viva Magenta color option. Although the Pantone logo on the back is a bit much, what really stands out for the price is the gorgeous bright 6.5-inch OLED screen with a smooth 120Hz refresh rate. Videos just look better on it. Performance-wise, I was honestly surprised. It handled games like Call of Duty Mobile much better than I expected for a budget phone, probably thanks to the 12GB of RAM, and didn't even get hot. The battery life is also classic Moto, easily getting me through a day and well into the second. The main downsides for me were the cameras, which are just okay, and the fact that performance isn't a huge leap if speed is your absolute top priority. I'd say grab this if you want a stylish phone with a standout screen and solid battery life for general use and even some gaming, but skip it if you need amazing photos or live in the US. Moto G Power 5G. This phone is honestly a steal, especially if you can find it closer to $180 instead of its original $300 price tag. What you're getting is that classic Moto G power experience, a massive battery that easily lasted me a full day and then some, plus a big 6.7-inch screen, great for videos. Performance for everyday stuff like scrolling social media or watching YouTube is totally fine and feels pretty snappy, thanks to the Dimensity 7020 chip and 8GB of RAM. What really surprised me were features like NFC for Google Pay and even wireless charging, things you almost never see at this price point. The vegan leather bag feels nice too, giving it a less cheap vibe. It's not perfect, the cameras are average, it lacks an official water-sized dust resistance rating, and Motorola only promises one major Android update. I think this is perfect for anyone who needs a phone that just lasts forever on a charge, has a big screen, and wants convenient extras like wireless charging without breaking the bank. If you're a heavy gamer or need top-tier photos, maybe look elsewhere. Next, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the $200 to $250 range. CMF Phone 1. This phone seriously impressed me right out of the box, especially for its $199 price tag. What I love most is the design. It just looks different from other budget phones. Plus, you can swap the back covers and even screw in cool accessories like a kickstand. Performance-wise, it's surprisingly smooth for daily stuff, feeling much quicker than many competitors in this range thanks to some clever software optimization. The battery life is also a huge win, easily lasting me 2 days on a single charge even with pretty heavy use. It's perfect if you want a stylish, reliable phone with great battery life and don't want to spend a lot. However, if you need top-tier photos especially at night, or rely on NFC for payments, you might want to look elsewhere, as those are its weaker points. Xiaomi Poco M6 Pro. This phone, the Poco M6 Pro, is another fantastic option if you're shopping around the $200 to $250 mark. The first thing that blew me away was the screen, getting a bright, smooth 120Hz AMOLED display, and this price is just awesome for watching videos or scrolling. Battery life is solid, easily getting me through a day, and the included fast charger juices it up super quickly, which is a lifesaver. I also really appreciate that it keeps practical things like a headphone jack, expandable storage, and even an IR blaster to control TVs. It handles everyday apps and multitasking without any issues, making it feel reliable. I'd recommend this to anyone who prioritizes a great screen and fast charging on a budget. If you absolutely need 5G or the best possible camera, this might not be the one. But for the price, it offers incredible value. Finally, we are going to look at the best options in the $250 plus range. Xiaomi Poco X6 Pro. This Poco X6 Pro seriously punches above its weight class, feeling way faster than you'd expect for the price. I found it great for gaming, everything runs super smoothly without making the phone too hot, which isn't always the case in this price range. The screen is beauty, a bright 120Hz AMOLED that makes watching videos or just scrolling feel premium. Battery life is pretty solid and it charges up quickly too. If you want near flagship speed for gaming or heavy use without emptying your wallet, this is a fantastic pick. However, if you're mainly after the best camera possible or need features like wireless charging or a headphone jack, you might want to look elsewhere. Google Pixel 7a. This Google Pixel 7a is all about that smart Google experience and, of course, the camera. I found the photos it takes are genuinely impressive for a phone at this price, especially with Google's AI editing tricks like Photo Unblur. The software is clean Android just as Google intended, and is super slick and easy to use, plus it gets updates quickly. Performance is smooth thanks to Google's own Tensor G2 chip, making everyday use a breeze, and the 90Hz screen feels nice. It's perfect for anyone who loves taking photos and wants that pure Pixel software experience without paying flagship prices. The main drawback I noticed is the battery life. It might not last a full heavy day, and some might find the screen bezels a bit chunky. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you found this video to be helpful, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Alright, peace out.